Apologize. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's WhatDaBuG. Yo, yo, yo. We are about to watch this thing about this dude, but just give me just a moment. All right. Boom. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's WhatDaBuG. Yes, so you guys know how we're talking about Melissa Moore, and we've been listening to the book. Well, we're going to listen to the book more tomorrow, but to get a better idea of what Melissa is about, we got some stuff to watch. Thanks to Hannah. Thank you for that. Banner on. Boom. All right, cool. Let me see what's popping over here. Hey, Jelly. How's it going? I agree. All right. So I got it over here. Now I just gotta move it because I have to turn the screen around for TikTok, guys. So you know how it goes. If you guys would prefer, you can go over to TikTok. You can watch it there. Or if you guys want to go over from TikTok to YouTube, you can do that too. I don't mind. Yay. Cool. All right. I know you're not chewing on me. Seriously? And why do you have to do that? No, Moose. See, this is why I don't fuck with you. Oh, gee, god damn it. Dang, I forgot to add my stickers today to here. That's alright. Alright, guys, so we're just gonna get this situated and started because I'm ready. Moose? See, stop, dude. Bro, you guys, who wants a dog? Somebody want a dog? Because you can have them. Probably just give them away for free at this point. Just kidding. Popcorn, yay. All right, guys, so we're just gonna literally just start. Let me take that off of the screen. Sorry, this thing updated itself, so there we go. All right, and let me make my screen bigger for YouTube. Sorry, guys. Go, boom. You guys should be able to. That should still be good for you guys. All right, so Keith Jesperson is Melissa Moore's. Oh my fucking god, dude, fuck off. All right, well, if I just Go missing. Don't even fucking wonder where I'm at. All right, let's go.
Julie Winningham was found just off Highway.
I'm just gonna pause it really quick so I can like tell everybody what's popping. Yeah, so this is gonna be about Melissa Moore. Melissa Moore's dad. Okay, good. Welcome in, everybody. Yes. All right, let's keep doing this. Yeah, the quality sucks on TikTok because it's literally turned around looking at a TV. This is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. No. Well, this is just the second one that you had sent, so I'm guessing you mean the third one. Yeah. All right, I'll get it. This one. All right. All right. Cool. Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, she does. So, hang me on both.
Hi, and welcome back to True Crime with me, Emma Kenny. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have joined me for the first time today and you've stumbled across this channel because you like crime, well, I release it on a Wednesday and Sunday religiously. So, as I say, if you like crime and consistency, I am your girl. Big shout out to everybody who comes here. I really appreciate you. You know that I could not build this channel without you. Also, all of your comments, I read them and they make me feel really good. So thank you very much. If you do fancy giving me a like or subscribing, because I want to get to 100,000 subs so I can get like a plaque or something to just prove to myself that I have achieved something, then pop on notifications and subscribe and basically get involved. If you haven't joined me for a live chat before, it's fun. Do come and get involved because my crime community, Kenny's Crime Cult, is amazing. It's a really fun place to be and I tend to be there. So join me. Also, Patreon, all of my subs there, thank you. I've got some exciting new things coming up on Patreon actually. So for those of you who are a part of it, thank you. But also you're going to be getting lots of opportunities to get other things that are exclusive to Patreon. Right, I'm going to get on with today's particularly gruesome case. I'm not going to lie. It's particularly gruesome today. It's one of those where I kept researching and thinking, this is depraved beyond belief. And I have covered a lot of serial killers. But nonetheless, Keith Hunter Jesperson takes the biscuit. He really does. I'm not saying that his body count was as high as many of our serial killers. It's just the way that he was so inhumane in general that really gets me in this case. All of our serial killers are sociopathic murderers. We all know that. But there is something about this guy that just doesn't have any human element. That's what I feel when I look at him. He doesn't really have a part of who he is that connects at any point with what we expect in a decent human being. Because, you know, serial killers 95% of the time might be able to actually have a life with people and essentially be somebody that's considered a friend. And even though we know the other 5% of the time they are absolute maniacs, the point is you can almost reach in and say, okay, I understood why this individual was liked by his colleagues or his wife stayed with him. I am using the male term because, unfortunately, guys tend to kill people more. But you get what I'm saying. Keith Hunter Jesperson, yeah, he doesn't fit any of that. His paradigm of personality isn't one where you can reach in and be like, oh, it was just a good guy gone bad. It was just like through and through. If you cut him in half, I'm pretty sure it would just be stone. So let's talk about him. He was born on the 6th of April 1955 in Chilliwack, British Columbia, Canada. He was the middle child. He had two older brothers, Bruce and Brad, and he had two younger sisters, Sharon and Jill. His parents were Leslie, known as Les, and Gladys Jesperson. Now, his dad, by all accounts, was a really domineering alcoholic. He also had some pretty misogynistic views towards women, looked down on women in general. And there is undoubtedly an influence that he had over Jesperson's development. Remember, when you are being brought up in a family, your primary role models are your parents if they're both present. And particularly for men, they're going to look at the father and how he treats people in this world. And to some degree, it can be influenced positively or negatively. So arguably, you may see your father treat people horribly and do the absolute opposite. Alternatively, you may take on some of the traits of that person. And in this case, it feels like Jesperson certainly identified with the more negative traits of his father. One of the things that his dad used to do was to put his kids down. Very sarcastic. And don't get me wrong, I'm incredibly sarcastic as a mother. I would say 97.3% of all interactions in my home is me taking the mick out of somebody. It's the way we communicate. It's just the way I am. But I'm not humiliating them. I'm certainly not playing down their strengths. I'm not doing things that they could take away a feeling that I have meaning within the words that I say. But you can be very sarcastic, can't you, in life? And bring people down, tear them down. And even though you may get that superiority complex from that and feel good about the fact that you're able to do it, really, particularly with children, it's a massively unlevel playing field, isn't it? Because they haven't developed the consciousness and conscience that they will do as adults. And so it's really easy to use those humiliating tactics towards children. And this is something that he did. Now, both father and grandfather were incredibly physically aggressive, and they were aggressive to the children. So Jesperson was really subjected to harsh punishments if he stepped out of line, even a tiny little bit. And one of the things that we see when we look at serial killers is some of those individuals have been brought up with incredibly disciplinarian experiences within the homes. Actually, it's more common than not. And particularly with disorganized serial killers, we do expect to see a very harsh disciplinarian in their life. And in this case, he had two. And when Jesperson was caught and sent to prison, his father completely denied that he'd ever been abusive. It's amazing how that happens, isn't it? It's like, he says I was abusive. Yeah, that didn't happen.
YouTube, we're gonna switch back over to the other one. That one was, I don't know, that lady was kind of bugging me a little bit. Kind of dragging on, and it's already like we already have to deal with the books because we know that there's somebody like boring reading it. So let's watch this one, and if there's something, we'll just switch completely over to YouTube or whatever. All right, yeah, it's pretty wild. So that's pretty bad place to pause it. It's pretty funny though at the same time. All right, yeah. So does anybody have Hannah? You want to say anything? Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, so Hannah over on TikTok says that she was confused and wondering why like he had such an issue with women and what we just watched. She was like, "Oh, that was my," because she had a question earlier before we started. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. You guys know I have to stop for just like every now and then, just for the whatever. Oh, that's actually a pretty good guess right there. Sarah Boone. K is for kindness on YouTube said Sarah Boone. She does look like Sarah Boone. She got the Sarah Boone hairstyle too, for sure. Let's see what she said. She said Christy. Fancy. Ow. Definitely not. Let's keep going. Actually, Sarah Boone's probably the closest one. I actually wasn't saying because I knew what she looked like. I was wondering what you guys thought she looked like because she looks familiar. But yeah, dude, that might be it, dude. That might really be. All right, y'all. Let's keep going. Don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe. Do all the things that help Bug. The more you guys help me out, the more I can hang out with you guys. Buddy, thanks for stopping by. So right now we're watching a documentary that's about the smiley face murderer. Because he is Melissa Moore's dad. Melissa Moore, who is she? She is one of Gypsy's co-authors. I've decided that Gypsy isn't smart. Well, I've been knowing that, but I decided to look into the other places. So, for instance, the people that coach her on things and this and that. But I don't think anyone's done a deep dive on her, and so that's what we're gonna do. All of us over here, we're doing that. No, he's not. Yeah, exactly, Arlene. Yeah, I think so too. I appreciate it. Yeah, so Melissa, that's what I'm saying. Like, Melissa's been saying weird things, and just a little bit of the book that we've listened to already and the interviews that we watched on her, it's like, what? So yeah, thanks to Hannah, she found these, so thanks for that. But yeah, yeah, it's just totally nuts. Yeah, that's my theory. It's all money, and yeah, 2025 is her year. Yeah, right. She wishes she had all of this year. She got to be popular. We got to get somebody else. Anybody else want to shmirk somebody that's more interesting than Gypsy? Because we're getting kind of bored of her and her ankles. Let me just pause it right here. I got a question over here on YouTube, which is actually about Gypsy, but you're good. It says, Bug, do you think she's had her baby or was never pregnant? I don't know. I think if she was pregnant, she already had the baby. I think if she does it, if she's telling the truth about being pregnant, then she's already had it. That's what I think. But based off of something else that my friend said, she could actually be pregnant. I don't know. I really don't know. I know Wildbird had said, "Hey, you remember that post that she put up, and it had that weird language, that weird lingo. It was like a purple background, I believe, and it just she pointed out that it sounded like something that somebody says when they have like a brand new baby in the house. So that's my thing. Oh yeah. All right. Hannah, do you have anything you want to say? Yeah, dude. Okay, cool. Yeah, Kayla, on YouTube says that, creepy how she's naming her daughter Aurora, like the city of the house they lived in, where crime took place. Also, I actually made a video on that. There's actually 3 things. I'll repost it for you guys. But yeah, all right, cool. I just wanted to make sure I was getting everything situated over here with you guys. All right. And that's crazy how like they be trying to like connect things, but that's another problem is that a lot of times like police stations and stuff, like they don't talk to one another like county to county, state to state. So it's like, ew, shit. So it's always like those tying in factors. Thank you, everybody that's still here. Thanks for watching. It's all really important because, guys, you don't understand that this ultimately comes down to Gypsy. Because seriously, that's why we're looking into all this, because we want to know about Melissa, we want to know what these bullshit things are that she's always saying. I can't remember what I was watching, but I actually watched something where the dude was doing that. Like, he would actually go as far as he would do that to them, and then they'd go out, and then he'd give them CPR, and he'd do it all over again. Now I don't remember what I was watching though. Yeah, guys. All right, let's keep going. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll do a little slide back over to the Gypsy bullshit, because y'all know I got these pictures of these ankles, man. I've been watching these ankles, man. I don't care what anybody says. Gypsy's ankles ain't the moves. Yeah. So you're saying play the beginning of the other one? Okay. Absolutely, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, dude, because she's trying to act like she's not, and Gypsy's too blind to see that she's. I don't think that Gypsy thinks that she's even being used. I think she's too slow to realize that. Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, we're gonna watch a little bit of the other one, just because Hannah said that gives a little background on some stuff. Huh.
Everyone who knew you as a father said that you were definitely abusive. I was not abusive. It's like people with eyes, they saw you. You were abusive. dad wasn't abusive. So pathological liar is potential there. And like I said, on a genetics level, it's not looking good, is it? So family members literally said he definitely was abusive towards Jesperson. So we can acknowledge that he had a difficult childhood, a really difficult childhood. And one of the witnesses actually talked about the fact that he would be beaten with a belt until he couldn't scream anymore. So just put yourself in that position of being a child. I mean, the horror and terror of being violently abused is awful and speaks for itself. But to get to a point where you are so defeated, so helpless, so exhausted from the beating that you can't even scream, that demonstrates a really high-level abusive situation, and it's terrible for any child to go through that. And when we think about forming children, so let's look at sociopathic formation, certainly the world around you and the experiences that you have within it are forming. And for Jesperson, the forming and norming of violence is very clear in this instance. On one occasion, his father actually administered electric shocks on him. It was in a greenhouse that he did this. Now, his father claimed it was only 12 volts, but Jesperson claimed it was 220 volts. And the truth is, that doesn't matter. I don't care whether it was 12 volts. I don't care if it was 2 volts. I don't care if it was 220 volts. The very fact that his father is defending himself by clarifying the voltage says something deeply disturbing about this home. Because what is happening, that a child is in a greenhouse being given electric shocks by a primary caregiver. And what kind of domineering, bullying behavior is that? Because when you think about an experience of a parent, what you want is to feel that you are safe and protected and loved and valued. You are the person as a parent who is going to prevent your child experiencing pain, not ensure that they do. Now, from early childhood, Jesperson was frequently getting into trouble for very bad behavior, but also very violent behavior. And this is early on. One of the earliest memories that he recalled being violent was actually with his brother Brad at the park. Jesperson took a rock, rolled it down a slide, it hit Brad on the head, his head bled, and Brad obviously cried because of that. And even though you could say, well, this is the kind of thing that siblings do, it is. I can remember my brother having a few injuries because I had a penchant for designing what I believed was appropriate garden equipment, which turned out to be relatively dangerous equipment that was a lot of fun, but that did on occasion lead to my brother being catapulted across the garden. And you'll be amazed at how 4-year-olds kind of bounce. But
Okay. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You guys over on TikTok, Hannah asked if she was saying that she doesn't have any siblings, and then so she's like, now who will be throwing rocks at their siblings? Yeah, and she was like, do y'all do that? And I was like, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yeah, probably. I got a story to tell you, but it ain't for here.
the point is, I'm not a psychopath. My brother and me are very close. I'm just saying, you do sometimes get injured as kids, certainly when I grew up, before health and safety went mad. I mean, our parks were literal death chambers. Anybody who went to a park in the 80s in the UK, there were basically instruments of torture and killing everywhere. And that's what we thought was fun. But it's also why we're resilient. We're also scarred. I have quite a few scars on my body from said place. But the point is, like I said, in childhood, that isn't necessarily going to lead to somebody becoming very violent, but it is indicative of his connection with not having an issue of causing people pain. And it seems to stay with him, this particular connection with violence. Now, his family moved from Canada to a trailer park in Selma, Washington. And at this point, Jesperson really didn't want to move. He didn't enjoy the experience of being relocated, and it was something that he didn't want to happen. And that's challenging for a child. Look, making peer relationships is difficult. It really is. This idea that children just walk into schools and connect with friends and it's all wonderful is just bollocks. It really is. Lots of children really...
Yo, Hannah, so over here on TikTok or on YouTube, Gamehead says, oh my god, the slingshots and acorns almost took me down. Like, bro, yeah, dude. Yeah, you don't understand. Hell yeah. It's kind of like when you have like two dogs and like two dogs will play, but like two dogs that are siblings will play rougher because they know each other's limits. It's precisely what it is. Like, you're not really an older sibling if you haven't tried to like... Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
Really struggle to connect with a good level of peer experience, and once they have, to be taken from that is incredibly painful. So he obviously has some emotional cognition in that situation that he relates to the fact that he likes being in the space and place that he is. And potentially that's indicative of that he struggled to create good relationships. So the idea of leaving them was going to be something challenging to him. It's without doubt, he had a really difficult childhood. Like I said, we have to look at the ingredients list of potential when we're exploring the forming of these individuals. And as far as childhood goes, he kind of ticks all the boxes for having a really tough time and for that time impacting on his psychology. Also, he was a really big guy for his age, and that meant that he struggled to fit in. He stood out and he looked different. And of course, when we're forming relationships with people, what we know psychologically and from research scientifically is that we tend to go for people who very much reflect who we are. Even in relationships, we do that. So they've looked at symmetry in faces and the way that we relate to particular attractiveness. And often there is quite a similarity. And it's the same in friendship groups. We like what we reflect to some degree. So he struggles to make friends. He's often picked on by his siblings and other children. He experiences bullying. And one of the things that's very notable is that his parents even show him less attention than they show their siblings. Now, that is primarily devastating for a child.
Guys, we're just watching a little bit of this just to kind of get an idea of like his childhood versus what he did, because now we saw what he did. That's why we're going over a little bit of this, not the whole thing. Don't worry.
Anybody listening now, we all appreciate, don't we, that in families there tends to be favourites. My brother will hold his hand up and admit that he is my mother's favourite, but it's not that she didn't have love for the rest of us. It's just that he happened to be miles easier. That's the truth. I'm just going to be honest. She preferred him because he wasn't a little bastard. Like, I don't know, me, for example. But the point is that even knowing that my mum preferred him when I was growing up, it certainly had an impact on me. That's something that's evened out as I got older and had a relationship with her in a different way. But you can remember that feeling of knowing that you weren't quite as popular. And that's in a home where I was very much loved. Imagine being in a home where there's lots of violence and you're treated really badly by your primary caregivers and they favour the other children to you. You're last on the list. Incredibly abandoning. And what we know psychologically is abandonment and attachment issues are big red flags for future. Now, on the most part, it leads to people actually being very vulnerable and very sensitive and very empathic and not wanting to lose relationships. But on the other side, it can create what I would consider a rageful intent where relationships are concerned. A sense that you never feel that the relationship is worth investing in because you feel a level of rage at how you've been abandoned in previous experiences. So you protect yourself on one level, but you also take it out on other people because you have this feeling that festered and became something very unmanageable. And I think with Jesperson, that's something we're looking at here. His brothers gave him the nickname Igor, or Ig for short. And that stuck with him all the way through school. And the classmates picked up on it and they started picking on him with it as well. But the idea of Igor, so we instantly are drawn, aren't we, to that kind of figure of being large and strong, but also an individual who's kind of strange. And certainly that's what they were trying to evidence in calling him this name. He became really young child. He played on his own, spent a lot of time by himself. And it's acknowledged both by him and by people around him that his only friend was basically his Labrador retriever, Duke. Quite a lot of research gone into the idea that psychopaths do happen to favour dogs, particularly over humans. Yes, I know that they also kill animals, but what I'm saying is...
Well, guess that solves all the questions we had about Bug. There we go. Favors dogs over humans. Well, look at that. Well, you know.
In relationships with psychopaths, because dogs are loyal, whatever, and accept you, whatever, that is both the beauty and grace and the sadness where dogs are concerned, because they don't end up in horrible homes sometimes, and they shouldn't be loyal to their owners, but they still are. But nonetheless, it evidences the fact that for him, having that dog that was always with him and cared for him and loved him in spite of who he was something that had meaning to Jesperson, without a doubt. So he's got this very lonely experience. And he also develops this really early fascination with fire. Think about fire, pyromania. When people have pyromania, that's one of the foundations that we expect to see in very high-level psychopathy. In fact, think about David Berkowitz, son of Sam. He set fire to 1,400 places in New York in a 14-month period. It's quite a lot of fires. He definitely takes one of the certificates for being the highest level pyromaniac we've heard of, and is an individual who certainly played out the serial killing in the future. So this is something that is also in Jesperson's makeup. And also, it seems like there was a history within the family, because his grandfather also used to set fire to things, especially houses and wooded areas. So again, it's quite fascinating to see this DNA experience as well as the sociological.
Yeah, for sure. Guys, on TikTok, Hannah was just saying that this is basically, like I said, we're watching this one just because it's just talking about like the shit that from when he was like a kid and stuff like that, trying to get a roundabout because it's all going to end up boiling down to Melissa. But yeah, let's watch a little bit. This lady's
familial experience play out.
Lurky.
Now, Jesperson fits in with our idea of what we expect to see early on in psychopathic serial killers. He enjoyed torturing and killing stray animals. And that was from the age of 5. The age of 5. Torturing and killing stray animals from the age of 5. So let's just recap on what we're seeing at this point from a boy who is the age of 5. So first of all, he's got violent tendencies. We've seen that in the way that he treats his brother. Secondly, he's killing animals. Thirdly, he's setting fire to things. 4, he's got very violent parents. 5, socially isolated. I mean, we are looking at the perfect foundations for creating a psychopath and a sociopathic killer, without a doubt. And if we consider the McDonald triad, which is a triad of traits that we expect to see in offenders like.
Yeah, exactly. So that's her dad, and then she grew up in, yeah, and that stuff is buried in there deep. I know, that's what I keep saying, dude. Everyone's like, "Ooh," because it's like, ugh. Yeah. All right, let's see. I'm gonna stop sharing this. Go to the other one. Actually, I think there was something else I had situated, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we'll go back and we'll watch it later, guys. I found something. I can't remember what it was. Let's see if she's got any other interviews." Oh yeah. All right, let's see what's popping with this, because this is actually her. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's bad. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know how old she is.
Melissa Moore was just 15 years old when her father confessed to murdering 8 women. She later learned he was known as the Happy Face serial killer. Looking back, she says she remembers seeing glimpses of his evil side.
I was just a young child when he took my kittens from me. He took the little tails and pinned them on the clothesline, and I watched them scratching at each other and pawing at each other, trying to get down, and I couldn't stop it.
Melissa says her father would also kill stray animals.
He put the cat in a burn barrel in our garage, and he grabbed gasoline and poured it in the barrel, and I could hear the cat screaming. As I got older, I started putting 2 and 2 together.
Melissa's here today. She has a new book called Shattered Silence that Dr. Phil encouraged her to write, and I want Dr. Phil to explain a few things for us. What she was saying, I went to the prison to see my father with my children. I wanted my father to meet my children.
And the whole thing it is a mechanism of denial. It's like you want there to be this man, you want there to be this influence, you want it to be okay. And it's like, do I owe my children the opportunity to know their grandfather? But the point is, he sacrificed that right, he sacrificed that role. This is resident evil. And let me tell you something about sociopaths. You can put sociopaths in therapy, you can put them in therapy in prison for 20 years, and basically most of the time they don't get better. In fact, they get worse because they learn what.
I just wanted to see if you guys like notice the same thing, like Oprah looking over to this side. I think the cameraman was telling her to move her hair because she looks over and then makes an adjustment to show the side of her face. I feel that. That's like me when a camera's to the side. It's like you can only go over to the side so much because my hair is covering my face. But if I move my hair, it makes me look weird because that's not the style of my hair. It's not supposed to work like that. Whatever. Just get better with using your camera, motherfucker.
The therapist wants to hear, and they manipulate that. He's not going to get better. He is as cold-blooded a killer today as he was the last time he dumped a body by the side of the road. And all of the wanting and wishing that you can do isn't going to change that. And the fact that you feel like you are his daughter, he sacrificed the role of father. He sacrificed the role of grandfather. And you've got to wrap your mind around that and say, just wanting it to be so is just not true. The best thing in the world you can do is keep your children away from evil, and that man is evil. It's just that simple. And you got to know that, right?
I do know that. It took me about a year after meeting you to get my head around that. The denial was so thick. I just could see the memories that we had as him as my father. I couldn't see the actions, the heinous actions that he committed. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. It was just too big for me.
Yeah, but you knew.
That's what she said. Dude, look at the way she's like talking. Reminds me of somebody that we don't like together as a whole.
About all of the crimes. You were aware of all 8 of the crimes.
I was aware of them, but to me, it seemed almost like a fictional story.
Yeah.
And I hate to tell you this, but even the times that you try to ferret out of your memory when you were with him and we was doing this or that, that was an impure connection.
Yeah.
I'll promise you there was never a day in this man's life that he had an altruistic, loving, nurturing interaction with you. I'm sorry to tell you that, but you have to accept that and get closure on it. This is not a force you want in your life. It is not a force you want in your children's life. Thank God for prisons, and thank God he will never be paroled.
Right. Yeah. No, she's definitely not. Yeah, exactly. Well, regardless, yeah, that's so guys, Hannah over here says that, basically Melissa's just exploiting Gypsy, which whatever. I don't care if she is or she isn't, but good. Fuck Gypsy, but I don't even think like Gypsy realizes she's like so slow, But the way this lady talks, she talks the same way you can tell she's one of Gypsy's coaches for interviews because I don't know, it's just the way she answered it seems so Gypsy. It was like, well, I think, bitch. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Guys, hold on. I actually know how to do this.
Memory where they took him to the mall and they were looking at women and he was being derogatory towards the women to him, to her.
Yeah. So guys, what Hannah's talking about is how her Hannah's talking about how her dad would talk very in detail about him and her mom's Schmeck's life. So yeah, you can, if you want to say something, yeah, because I definitely have the mic over here situated. Now you guys can actually hear. Now it's platform to platform. So panel to panel, you guys can hear each other.
It's just weird. Like, what is she struggling with? Like, why would you want your kids to meet creepy grandpa? That's creepy grandpa. Why would you want them to meet creepy grandpa?
I don't
And
know.
there's a picture. She took them to see him. They even took a picture together. Like, well, you're supposed to keep your kids safe from that. You done took them to the damn devil.
Right, yeah. And it's like, at that point, dude, I don't know. That's sketchy shit.
Right. Like, what the hell was she thinking? Because I would love to see what memory she was talking about that was good. Because I can't think of one. He didn't sound good to me. Did he sound like he was dadding to you?
Nope.
But you know what? What just popped in my head? Wait a minute. In Gypsy is creepy grandpa and her grandpa.
Yep.
And she's being led by Melissa. So maybe that's Melissa's hang up as to why Gypsy is calling Claude creepy grandpa, because she's pushed her issues off onto Gypsy, because Gypsy just came out of nowhere and she's writing it in her book, and maybe Melissa's like, well, this sounds good, because we already know that Gypsy doesn't have a personality. She takes in other people's stories. So maybe creepy grandpa's story is her story instead of Gypsy's.
Oh yeah, and I cannot wait to show you guys what I found. I'm making a video for it. I was supposed to do it today, but I was doing other shit, which is fine. So tomorrow I'm making it, but man, oh man. Because it really is everything. It doesn't even matter what it is. It's like she takes stuff from movies. She takes stuff from shows. She takes stuff from other people, like Ken's laugh. She takes stuff from other true crime stories, for instance. Like everyone's making a big deal of the shirt, which, look, that's definitely not a coincidence. Like, it's not even warm enough to wear that. So if you think about it, that really doesn't make sense, like, at all. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Me personally, I mean, I'm wearing a t-shirt right now, but I'm cold. Yeah, and everything she takes, dude, it's all the stuff. Like I said, like the other day, I saw something. It's like, yeah, she laughs just like him because she wasn't laughing like that before. She also manipulates her voice. She manipulates everybody and everything around her. And it seems like Melissa's just doing the same thing.
But Dr. Phil just put Melissa on Front Street. Melissa got problems. She don't need to be working with nobody.
No, she does not. But she's obviously doing.
But she can't understand why she don't need to see creepy grandpa. Like, that's a no-brainer to me. Like, why are you running to the devil? Like, didn't he burn you? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's true, because she's still, at the end of the day, it's like that's still her dad, but she doesn't have to go that just because,
No.
like, that's crazy. And then to bring your kids there is even more wild. It's like,
And your husband.
yeah.
Do you have the picture that we're talking about?
No, I wasn't moving my arms around, actually. I was sitting there.
Oh.
My hands were right here. Well, you could see my hands. Well, let me see.
And he's so big, you can't describe him as nothing but a monster because he's huge.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You're taking people's throats out with your fist. I was trying to find a picture of his hands. Like, what are we talking?
Oh, there's a picture of him signing his shit for his wedding.
And see, you having the we were watching, he fell. He fell 25 feet and hit his head. Then he got into another accident. Well, he called somebody's mama the B word, and the boy beat his butt and stomped him. So he's had 2 head injuries. That's why it's fake. That's why he doesn't look like he's all there.
Yeah. Yeah, that brain stuff will mess your face up for sure. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh shit, let me show you guys. I'm over here getting them situated. My brain is broken.
Oh, he was cute but she looked like a darn dude. Goddamn. That's why Melissa's face features are so strong. Look at what her mama looked like. Goddamn. She looked just like that lady. Ooh, ooh. That jaw. Melissa got a damn jaw. Stick up in the hell. She. I had to sit up for that. Mm-hmm. I guess back then 6'7", I guess he'd be tall.
Yeah, that is definitely tall.
He doesn't look like he does that.
But you know who he looks like right here from this angle? He looks like the guy from he looks like the older brother from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The older brother.
Melissa was a tall one. No, I think she's the baby. Maybe she's the baby. I don't know. It's enough. They have a brother, which I didn't see a picture of him. No, that's Melissa.
He said,
Wait a minute, who that is?
that's not even cute, man. I can't keep it. Oh.
Oh, that's Melissa and her husband.
Hmm.
Look at that boy.
I'm looking at you.
And look, you know what?
What?
Not even being funny, but over feeding children as overcompensating for what is guilt. You're feeding them too much.
Well.
Look, and she done took them up. And look at, damn, is the dad's feet dirty?
Yeah, it does look fucking raunchy.
Good.
That's a bad shadow. I would have
Yeah,
been.
he did have 3 kids, so there's a brother somewhere. I didn't see it. I haven't been able to find a picture of a brother, but I found her strong jaw.
Yo. He had the flip flops on in the parking lot. No shit. Damn, dude.
There, look at that.
That's
Ain't no way.
that's crazy as hell.
Right. Like I don't understand that. That's a no-brainer. We can't go see Grandpa because Grandpa took a lot of people out of this world. They didn't even have to know they had a grandpa.
Yeah, he could have just as easily been like she could have been like he's not here anymore.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, his hand was big in the other one. But oh God, she is her daddy. Ooh.
She does be looking like her mom though.
Ooh. But now you see her in that vulnerable, the way she was talking to Dr. Phil, like she, oh, I know, I won't do that again. No, put that chest out and say it with your chest. I'm running this.
Yeah, this. I don't know, man.
He looked like he finna go do something bad, don't
he? Yeah,
My God.
yeah, they look sus in that picture.
Poor thing. He just picked one. She was lucky to get him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does look devious. He is devious, shit. He is.
Like I see you. Yeah, for sure.
Like when he got mad, I bet you he was hell. Well, you see what he did. He beat up stuff. Yeah, that's Melissa and her husband.
Yeah, what's crazy to me is he uses his fist. This is a weird
Right, because he didn't use his fist against the people who were beating him up. Can you imagine being called Igor by your family? That haunts me. Shit. Like y'all, like why are you doing that? And then his dad. Look, let me not tell the part. His dad liked him to be rough on animals. That's when his dad gave him attention. When he was doing stuff he had no business to the animals.
Yeah, see, and then I also wonder about like because the grandfather, not in this situation, her grandfather, his dad is crazy as hell too. Yeah. All right, let's see what time it is. All right. Damn,
But
dude.
it makes so much sense as to why Melissa. I can't figure out what Melissa's end goal is. Is she trying to avenge? She's fighting for victims with Gypsy. Or has she entered the side of the devil that she was born into?
Yeah, she's really just here to just make money and just try to use the story of her dad, and that wasn't really working for her as well as she wanted. I mean, she got a little bit of attention, but she had to get her foot in the door, and so on and so
Her
forth.
daddy wanted attention too. He was pissed that they weren't blaming him for that murder and the unaliving. And then the 2 people that were in jail for the unaliving, they were I think a boyfriend and a girlfriend. crazy as hell, and she wanted to get him out her house. So she went and told the police that he had unalived that other girl, and then they got convicted on that. And then when they got convicted, like, oh no, we were just playing. No, y'all did 5 years in jail for something you didn't do, and they failed a polygraph test. Like, what in the world? How you fail a polygraph test on something you didn't do? They didn't do it. It's
Right.
like, oh God, the luck of them, shit. They didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a lot.
Boops.
That's
Actually,
why yeah, it
what
is.
we're doing is we're actually looking, like, this isn't just like, oh, I just stumbled upon this. I like a couple days ago, I was like, you know what? Melissa's throwing me off. And so I started like finding all this stuff about Melissa, and I was like, oh man, because of the book, Gypsy's book, I was like, all right, we gotta see what's going on, because who, what, when, where, how, and what the fuck, like, what, dude, what is that fucking Gypsy Rose fucking movie called? The other one, like the first one, dude. I think they're
Confessions of a
no.
is it
It's not a
Confessions?
documentary. It's a movie.
Not a
It's
documentary.
like The Act, but it's older.
With Gypsy in it?
No. It's not a documentary. It's a
Oh,
movie about Gypsy. I just can't fucking remember what it is. We better watch this fucking clown anyway. We about to fucking start this shit over. Because
but now look, I think we can come out and say that Gypsy's creepy grandpa story is Melissa's Moore's. It's not her story.
why not? Why not Mommy, Dead and Dearest? Why not? You guys are gonna watch all of it. You're going to watch it all.
And somebody said that. No, she said it was not that.
It's not The Act. I know exactly who knows, but she's got me blocked, so I can't ask her.
Mommy, Dead and Dearest. Is it that one? The one that Christy had to do with? Christy was a producer on that one.
It's not a documentary.
Oh, no.
No, yeah, it's not. It's, dude, I know exactly who fucking knows. I'll just have to find somebody that's friends with that girl and be like, hey, this might be a weird question, but do you know what that movie you were showing that one day? We're watch. We're just gonna start watching some of this, because
But I wonder, was Melissa's daddy, did he really do that to her kittens? Or is that some shit she done came up with?
right, just to
Make
kind of
herself
exaggerate.
sound.
Right, exactly. That's what I was wondering too, because I'm like, okay, that makes sense that he'd do that as a kid, but once he moved on to humans, he had no reason to be still doing that to animals. That's like a child's type of schmurder. Yes.
And see, she said she had, well, look, she's a liar too. Because if he did that to her cats, I thought you said that he was a perfect dad up until whenever he decided to not be perfect. Well, so all of them got that line on live, huh?
Yeah. Man.
What was a red flag? I don't, what?
When Gypsy's grandpa said she was being SA'd, she was being sensual to him, so who knows? I mean, Gypsy's lies about everything, so.
Gypsy was a touchy child. There's a picture that was on another live, and her big ass was sitting on her daddy's shoulder. That picture that we have of Dee Dee playing with Rod's ear. Well, Gypsy, there's another picture from that same sequence where Gypsy's got her big ass on her dad's shoulders, and she's digging in his ears too. It's like she doesn't know boundaries. She has no sense of, I probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Guys, we're not watching this whole thing. We're just going to watch some of it, and then I'm going to get off of here and just go chill, sit in the bed. But this is for, because I know there's a lot of people that haven't seen it, because shit, I showed something and people were like, thank you so much, I haven't done this. And not only that, but we are going to be watching Life After Lockup, aka Lies After Lockup, aka life after abandonment, if you look at it from Ryan and Pixie's perspective, but we'll get there. So tomorrow we're going to continue with the book, and then we'll also probably, along with Melissa's book, we can continue to watch this, and then I'll make sure I get everything switched over to this computer for my laptop, get all the episodes synced up and lined up, because you have to, like, it doesn't matter what you... Thank you. It scared the shit out of me. Good Lord. Fucking A. Thanks. Yeah. I don't normally... That scared the shit out of me, dude. Well, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate the gifts. Scared as hell. I'm like, God damn, what's that noise? Motherfucker took me out. I normally have my headphone in, but for my panel, no, appreciate it, dude. It scared the shit out of me. I was leaning in all close. It's getting all intimate with the mic. But that was funny as shit. All right, yeah. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll watch the show. We'll have some or we'll watch the movie. We'll read the book tomorrow. Awesome, thanks. Appreciate it. So tomorrow we'll continue reading the book, and then we'll watch some more of this. We'll go back and forth. So, because Gypsy's what everybody wants to see, watch, hear, all the things. But it is very important for us to be looking into Melissa, because she's a sketchball, dude.
I think Melissa's more of a danger than Bree is, because that it's in her DNA.
Yeah.
Is chemically induced.
All right, let's go watch this.
Yeah, she's a weirdo by birth.
Yeah, she is a weirdo by birth, though. Oh, you know what's funny is there over here they said that's a weird one. Yeah, it is weird. But there's a lot of people that haven't seen this though, or haven't watched it in a while. It's like one of those things like you watch it and you don't think about going back to it. Good, I'm glad you guys are.
Jeans fit her. Those look like they were her size.
I don't even think that those. You know what? I don't think those are jeans though. Those look like scrubs to me. It is like.
They did take her to the hospital.
I mean, I don't. She didn't get those from the hospital. I think she just had those on. It does. I don't know. It looks like scrubs to me. All right, let's go.
Hey, Gypsy, this is Stan. Hi, Gypsy. Let you guys talk. I'm Detective Hancock. I'm with the Springfield Sheriff's Office. How are you today? Good.
Hey, all right, hold on really quick. Dude, Electric Garden says, was the Gypsy movie called Love You to Death? And I do believe that's it. Thank you.
You need to be honest with me. And if you're involved in anything that I'm about ready to tell you, then you need to tell me. Okay? Your mom's dead. Okay? Now, what I want to ask you is your mom's passed away. Okay? She's deceased. All right? Now, what I want to ask you, did you have involvement in this? Okay? Just, hang on, listen to me for just a second, okay? What happened with your mom that night?
I don't know what happened with my mom at all.
Okay, just listen to me, okay, sweetheart? You know what happened to your mom, okay? And I know that you know.
You think that it's me? Why would you think it's me? I always thought someone like our best friends.
Listen to me. Please don't get yourself in this hole, and that's what you're doing.
I do love my mom.
I know you do. I know you, sweetheart. I know you love your mom. I have no doubt that you love your mom. But why didn't it hurt her? Now's the time to be truthful, sweetheart. No more lies. Did you kill your mom?
No, sir.
Did you help Nicholas kill your mom?
Young lady, Gypsy Rose,
Oh, yeah.
from Springfield, Missouri, to the stage.
I believe there are angels among us, sent down to us from somewhere up above. They come to you and me in our darkest hour, sent down to
Yeah, hold on, let me tell them. Hey guys, I'm pausing it because I'm trying to look at her ankles. Yeah, dude.
But they come to you and me in our darkest hour. Thank you, Judy. And always said, you're the reason I was born to be your mama.
Breaking news this morning, 48-year-old Dee Blanchard is found dead inside her home. Her 19-year-old daughter, Gypsy, is still considered missing.
It all started receiving a call on June 14th to check the well-being of a family.
Gypsy and Dee were Hurricane Katrina survivors. Everybody believed that they were coming here to the Ozarks to make a better life.
There was a Facebook post that was quite alarming. We were actually thinking that it was somebody that hacked into the Facebook, and it wasn't actually a threat.
Gypsy was in a wheelchair. She had leukemia, and she was having seizures, and she had to be tube fed.
As the sheriff, my primary responsibility at that time was really to ensure that her well-being was okay.
Whatever they were going through was incredibly hard for them, especially with the medical conditions. And so everybody gathered around them and would try to help them out as much as possible.
It just proves that happy endings are not just in fairy tales, they're real.
The Facebook post was, quote, "The bitch is dead," and another post stating, "I fucking slashed that fat pig and raped her sweet innocent daughter. Her scream was so fucking loud, LOL."
Okay, good morning. I want to specify at the beginning of this press conference that this is an ongoing investigation. And I want to start off with saying things are not always as they appear.
The truth is, okay, I'll admit it. I did actually stab her. I will admit it.
I know. Okay.
The only reason I did it is because I did it for me, and I realized the real reason I did it. I would have never did it if it was not for me and her.
Okay.
So I know that he loves me and he would do anything for me and to be with me.
Did Gypsy know that you were going to kill her mother?
Honestly, she asked me to.
Okay.
Both Facebook postings were authored by Gypsy. The prosecutor has filed charges this morning for first-degree murder. This is a tragic event surrounded by mystery and public deception. Gypsy can walk without assistance or a wheelchair, and she can do that very well.
Dude, that would have been a trip though. Like, all right, so you know, Gypsy and Dee have been scamming and doing all the things for so long, and then like imagine like being like, for instance, the friend or the neighbor or anybody that came across them at any point in time like that. That would be trippy, but yeah, yeah, I don't know, dude.
This individual is alleged to have conspired with Nicholas Cody Johnson. This individual is alleged to have conspired.
I was trying to go back. Dude, that's what I was saying. I was like, she's got so many bruises on her, and she's got bruises around her neck, and she's actually crying in there, but I can't get it to go to that part. That fucking still of that picture. Fuck. It literally won't. It literally will not go back. I can't do it. It won't let me, and now it's fucking up.
To stab her mother to death so that they could be together. The penalty is life imprisonment or death.
Seeing Gypsy Blanchard walk on her own 2 feet in a Wisconsin courtroom was a shock to friends and neighbors.
Is she sick?
I don't know yet. We're trying to figure that out. Yes.
To see her walk was really upsetting. Obviously, if that's a lie, then Who knows what all was a lie?
We really don't know the true background of this family, as we have unearthed the appearance of a long financial fraud scheme.
The family got medical airless, Disney travel, and free housing over the years.
What the bro? I'm not. That's weird. Why would you be kissing on your parent like that at that age? I don't give a fuck. That's fucking weird.
They were a couple. I told y'all. I told you.
I mean, there's
Gypsy was taking it to another level. I think she wanted Nick to be for both of them.
ew, but I wonder if our good old friend is in here in this picture somewhere, a little crotch itch somewhere up in this motherfucker. Because these people with all these Habitat for Humanity people, they actually helped. They wiped Gypsy's ass, and they bathed her. Apparently, because that's what people do. Apparently, when they build and add on things to a house, that's what they do. Apparently, guys, I'm lying. I'm not telling the truth. I'm being sarcastic. They don't do that.
Because of Gypsy's supposed disabilities.
It was a facade that translated online. Donations pouring in for Gypsy's reported muscular dystrophy and leukemia.
We have not confirmed the age of Gypsy. It appears that there is several date of births that have been used over a period of time.
I almost want to say, man, I can't believe I even wanted to dissociate. Why did I even help them? I just never would see that little girl really wasn't who she was supposed to be.
Yo, that's the day right before my birthday. That's 3 days before hers.
State's Exhibit 53. Ask if you can tell me what that is. Ms. Blanchard is charged with murder in the first degree. When you commit a first-degree murder, you knowingly cause the death of another person after deliberation. Analysis of cell phones provided evidence of numerous text messages between Gypsy Blanchard and Nicholas Godejohn. Nicholas Godejohn was someone that Gypsy Blanchard met online. They began a online dating relationship. During the text, the two discussed Nicholas killing Claudine.
At the beginning, it looks like a tabloid case. It looks like here's some people in some weird outfits and they're pretending to be disabled and they're scamming everybody. And then there's this like sort of horrible murder and the Facebook status that bitch is dead. Like all of it is very tabloid. And then gradually that story just sort of fell apart. Still, it feels to me like it's developing into something else.
Still ask the question, how do you kill your own mother? I mean, there's got to be a reason. There's got to be some abuse there. You don't just, I'm going to kill my mother because I want to be with a boyfriend. Like I told my mom when I called my mom and talked to her about it. I said, Mama, I said, I was mad at you before. I said, but I've never, ever in a million years thought about killing you. I said, for me to think about killing you, I said, you'd have to done some pretty bad stuff to me.
Nobody wants to believe that something like this can happen. I think the initial reaction is that Gypsy's been lying to everybody. But when you look at the backstory, when you look at how we got here, this all started long before Gypsy would have ever had any type of say in what was happening.
Right from birth, 3-month-old Dee was telling me that she had sleep apnea and she needed a breathing machine or breathing monitor machine, which, I mean, until this day, I don't know if that was real or not. It escalated from then. Problems with her eyes, hearing, her digestive system. After that, Gypsy couldn't walk anymore. She had a muscular disorder. Dee told me she would need a wheelchair. And I asked her, I said, man, she's got a lot of issues. What's going on, And They had done some tests and found out she had a chromosome disorder that was causing all of her functions from developing, her digestive system and her muscular system. Dee Dee told me she's not going to live to be, 18 years old. She may be an old teenager. That's about it. I was like, really? It was shocking. It was disturbing. And to see her 23 years old.
Yes, this is real life. It's happening right now, Belinda. It's really WhatDaBuG, really happening right now. We're watching this all together. If you ever click into YouTube and you see a ring around their name or that says red and it says it's live, it's live. TikTok, if you see pink around, it means that they're live. So yeah, it's happening right now. It's crazy.
Now, perfectly healthy. It's just, it pisses me off,
Hold on. Because I was looking at some paperwork today and it was the custody paperwork. Man, this guy, he's full of crap because Dee Dee herself fucking filed multiple times. He had to go multiple times to court just for Gypsy alone. And that's not counting the alimony or the other children that he had to go to court for and stuff. Oh, Belinda, awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, we were struggling through the book, but I guess, people said I helped them through it, so I'm glad I was able to help you guys. Let's go.
This picture here, I don't know if this was the surgery where she got her stomach lining wrapped around her esophagus.
No, she would have had that earlier. She had the feeding tube way before then,
She was 10 here.
This was probably close to the first year or two when she was in a wheelchair. Yep.
Breaks my heart knowing she got put through all of this when she didn't need it.
14 years.
To be confined.
Last 14 years in a wheelchair.
I couldn't imagine.
I've never encountered anything that is even close to what Gypsy has gone through. Her mother appeared to have taken great
I know y'all
steps
saw
to
that
keep
standing up in that chair like that. Well, if you're a paraplegic, you cannot do that. No.
Gypsy in a very juvenile role, making her act several years younger than her actual age. It appears that Gypsy was not even aware of what her actual age was.
I called her for her 18th birthday, and Dee Dee said, "Don't tell her she's 18." I'm like, "What you mean? Don't tell her she's 18?" She said, "No, she's 18. It's her 18th birthday." But she don't know she's 18. She's, I thought it was weird. She, I always did know that she told me her mental capacity was, like 5 years behind. When she was like 15, she was like, "Oh yeah, her learning is coming along," but she's like, mentally at like a 9 or 10-year-old.
She looks like she would be 10 and 11, and she was probably like 21, 22. I wonder what she was thinking.
Hello, everybody. This is Gypsy Rose reporting from Aurora, Missouri. I am about to dive off our porch into the pile of snow. You ready?
What's crazy is that they're outside, and if I saw somebody do that and I was like, because first of all, she landed on her feet like a regular person does. If her legs are paralyzed, she can't brace them. That's like, but wait, it gets worse. The part coming up after this when she literally, you can see her puts her arm under to pretend like she's moving her legs, but then in the reality of it is her left leg, which looks like it'll be on the right side for us. Her left leg, she doesn't even touch and she moves it. Also, another thing is, I fucking no. Let's just watch this. Yeah! Exactly.
It's hard to answer a lot of questions about who Gypsy is, right? Because she was somebody else for such a long time. And now we know her as almost a completely different person.
I'm Erin, as you remember.
I would be curious if anybody Gypsy has talked to feels they're getting the full story.
This is actually kind of the first time I've been honest. Besides being honest, my attorneys, even that I haven't been completely honest with them. So.
How would you describe your mom?
Unique. I used to always think that maybe she's a little overprotective. And so if I had to say one word about her, it would be overprotective.
How old are you? You're 1? And where's your cranial? Very good. And where's your findalis? Yes. Very, very good.
I really didn't think any abuse was going on.
Like, Gypsy has a high voice, but also her mom's got a pretty high voice too.
She does.
Yeah, like, it's like those learned behaviors that you learn from like people, shit like that you're around and stuff. Well, she's a sponge anyway, but it's like they say that you start to look like the person that you're with after a while. You start making similar faces. With her, everything's fake as fuck.
She's manic or something in this thing. She's got that evil laugh and look to her. Like something's off. Like, why is she acting like that? I guess because she thought they wanted to see crazy.
Probably, dude. I don't know. She is. Over here, it's a chameleon. Exactly. That's what I was saying. I actually said that earlier. Maybe yesterday I said it on my live, and I was like, she's just a chameleon. In her interrogation, she talked in past tense too. Exactly, she did. Kayla says she was playing Ruby like the book. Movie, forget the name, where Ruby's twin was faking being in a wheelchair, also chained to a bed in the book and movie, etc. Which one is that? If you can figure that out, it'd be awesome. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. Kai.
It's like when you're abused, but you've lived
I'm
that
gonna
way
look
your
that
whole
up,
life. You
too.
don't really know that you're being abused. You don't know any different.
Looking at the open ocean now. And it's beautiful.
I knew that I was different, or my life was different from other kids, but people thought of us as, the sweetest mother-daughter family ever. The best people in the world.
Oh, you got married.
So, retardation, and among other things, I just can't remember them. I was on breathing medication.
In prison? Or did she warming up real quick?
Yeah, I know Barb, Kayla. I do know Barb. I saw that. What'd you say? Sorry, Hannah, what'd you say?
I said, did she keep playing that role with like that R word she just used? Or did she warming up when she got in jail or in prison?
I know that there was a live that was back in like January that Fancy actually was talking about that on a live. But I literally remember what I was looking at. That's why I know, because she said something and was like, well, but I don't know. I don't know what she was obviously.
I think if we were to see her in person back then, there's a particular look she would try to emulate as to what she thinks that the R word acts like. That's why people didn't question her mom, because she acted that role.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yep, Queen of Hearts. That's exactly what I was gonna say, but because I'm here on TikTok, I couldn't say it.
Yeah, she has the petals.
Welcome back,
She
Kai.
is one. She's hanging with who she is.
Yeah.
She's one. Remember, she said this book is for her child. She wants to let her child read that. Remember, she wanted to give her child to his dad when she got of age.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That she's acting like what she is. She's a predator. She is one.
Yeah. She preys on all types of vulnerability. All right, y'all.
Medication for seizures. a medication to help go to the bathroom, pain medication, anxiety medication, just everything. I would have to put on the breathing machine every night. I hated it though, because it seemed to make my breathing worse, not better. And then another machine was for the feeding tube. It was controlling what I'd eat. My medications would be put through there. I really wouldn't even have to be awake, so she could put whatever in my body and I wouldn't even know.
So where are you going today?
I'm going to Children's Mercy Hospital to see my dentist for my teeth.
And we'll be back.
And we'll be back soon.
Not yet.
If we'd be going to the doctor, she would do all the talking. I'd always have a stuffed animal or a Barbie doll. She'd just tell me, just play with my Barbie doll. If the doctor would come to examine me, just stay in the wheelchair, be calm, play with your doll, and don't move your legs. I was just as much in the dark as everybody else. The only thing I knew is that I could walk. As for everything else, the leukemia, the epilepsy, I was taking medication that she said was cancer medicine. She would shave my head and say, well, it's gonna fall out anyway, so let's just keep it nice and neat. I just went on blind faith that a mother knows best.
You're supposed to love and protect your children.
That was actually a good picture. This dude, actually, you guys. Hannah, you're echoing like shit. Damn, I can't even concentrate. There we go. So actually, I'll have the stickers on YouTube. I'll try to remember to do it in the morning, so that by the time I go live, you guys can use the stickers or whatever. But if you guys are subscribed to me on either platform and have stickers, TikTok already has the stickers available, but I'll be moving them over. Thanks, JC. I appreciate it. Welcome in. And everybody, good night that's still going, that's leaving. Thanks for being here. Follow, like, share, subscribe. Let's do other things to help Bug out. Let's go.
How could you do this to your child?
Gypsy Rose Blanchard was as consistently and viciously subjected to, in my opinion, Munchausen by proxy as anyone I've come across. Munchausen by proxy involves a caregiver who either feigns or actually induces illness in her children, and her goal is some kind of emotional gratification, looking for sympathy, attention, care, concern that she feels unable to get in any other way. It is a form of child abuse, first and foremost.
The earliest surgery that I can remember probably would be having my feeding tube put in. You have to have it constantly changed, like every 6 months. And that would be pretty painful because they don't put you under anesthesia. They just take you in the emergency room, rip the old one out, and put a new one in.
I don't know why these procedures were done or how her mother was able to convince the doctors. Mind-boggling is the only way I can put her ability to manipulate people. Basically, each one of these paper clips is some medical record where Dee Dee essentially lied to the doctor about something. Mentally, Gypsy is behind. She's at the level of a 7-year-old on mother's information. And this is something that you see almost across all of the records is upon mother's information, upon history by mother. So she's talking to the doctor here, and she's talking about how she has mental and developmental delays, needs assistance. Apparently, while holding her hands over Gypsy's ears so as not to offend history of mental retardation, 7-year-old level per mom. And so this was the one time where a doctor actually put in the record that Dee Dee's got her hands over Gypsy's ears. So Gypsy can't even hear what mom is telling the doctor. Then we get into the family history. The family history changed depending on what doctor she was at. Mm-hmm. You'll notice here, we don't get a whole lot of,
she's at the cardiologist.
Right, she's at the cardiologist, and so they all died of a heart attack. Now, this was the first one that jumped out at me. She ends up going to the neurologist, Dr. Flasherstein. And so, very first thing right off the bat, mother is not a good historian. which is interesting because he puts that in bold, underlines it.
One of the things was a big discrepancy was that for a person that has not walked for 9 years, for years.
Okay, hold on really quick. I want to read some of the comments over here. Hey everybody, welcome in. I'm glad you guys are doing the damn thing. So I do know that the title of the live says Gypsy's co-author Melissa Moore. We were looking and watching things on that, and then we just switched back over to Gypsy stuff to kind of like, you know, close it out like that. Over here says her whole life was an act. Yep, exactly. Those meds weren't being used. That's why there's a stockpile. Exactly. Michelle, the sync photo. Yeah, the sync photo. That's what I was getting at. So that's actually a sticker that we have. WhatDaBuG, welcome in over here. Little trash can. Let's go 10-10. Not trash can, recycling bin. But you did 10-10 now. Rod thought she wouldn't live to be 20. You know he's pissed. God damn, Crystal, funny as hell.
She should have technically almost no muscles in her lower extremities. But she didn't have muscles. It looked quite normal. And she was able to support her body weight. I remember her standing. So I had a big doubt about the whole thing from the beginning.
He says, since last seen, I managed to talk to one of her previous providers. She specifically remembers Gypsy Rose and mentioned that her previous neurologist clearly reported the fact that Gypsy does not have muscular dystrophy. Analyzing all the facts, and after talking to her previous pediatrician, there's a strong possibility of Munchausen by proxy, with maybe some underlying unknown etiology to explain her symptoms.
Once in a while, we report patients to social services. We do that when we feel that there's a neglect. But a neglect is different what this mom was doing.
Okay, so over here, Michelle says none of the doctors were sued, though. Exactly, and then that's the whole problem, is that she could easily still sue all these people or whatever, and it's just like, oh, you're just not? Like, what? Let's see. But may have thought she did since they didn't know why she had the symptoms she had. I don't know, dude, but it's just weird. I think this guy, I don't know. He's one of the sketchy doctors for sure.
She wasn't really neglecting her. She was over treating her. We have a system, which is a big integrated system, that decided to adopt her and bring her, support her. So many people looking at her, knowing the history, knowing what she was going through, knowing what she went through, integrated system that decided.
Y'all see that? I'm just trying to take mental notes because, you know, I'm looking out for Gypsy's fucking ankles, dude. If y'all notice if y'all see a picture and I don't stop it or I don't, y'all just be like, yo, Bug, there was some ankles. Just fucking tell me because I'm having a whole compilation of just Gypsy's fat ass ankles. Think I'm playing. Unblock me, Gypsy. Stop.
Decided to adopt her and bring her, support her. So many people looking at her, knowing the history, knowing what she was going through, knowing what she went through, I would have been rejected at the spot. So all what I could do is put that in my notes. Nobody in the system ever said anything about it. And I didn't see it right to keep going and convincing other people, oh, something is not right here.
Now,
freaking believable.
Here's the interesting thing. This is the last record from Mercy here in Springfield until 2015.
This shit is so fake. Yo, like, did you see him almost look over at the camera and then he almost smiled because this isn't real? They've already talked about this. This isn't like the first time they've pulled out these records or whatever. This is just for the fucking show. And not only that, but I'm not fucking playing with her. Dude, I'm so sick and tired of Gypsy and her fucking ankles, dude. She thought the nose, look, y'all, there's this video I made and I pointed out the fact that Casey Anthony's neck has grown like 10 sizes since like 08. Like all this shit went down. And like, I'm trying to show y'all that the same thing's happening. The same thing is happening to Gypsy's ankles. Fuck. All right, hey guys, I have to let this run. If you guys could just, I'm just gonna let it run. Moose is bugging me. I think he's got to go potty really quick. But y'all just keep watching. I'm glad it's actually perfect time to let you guys watch. It shouldn't be more than 5 minutes anyway.
15. So this is 2007.
8 years.
What I couldn't figure out was how Dee figured out that Dr. Flesterstein was on to her. But if you look at a lot of these social work notes, Dee Dee's requesting medical records. she would have gotten a copy of this letter.
But I still don't understand why you put your child through this.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I mean, it just keeps going. I mean,
And it would have kept going because her mama was an insane, compulsive liar.
Dee Dee and I met at the bowling alley one night. Met up again a couple of weeks later, and we started dating then. She got pregnant. And being from the South, I guess, I was raised where, you know, you got a girl pregnant and, you know, you got married. There was no other question about what you did. I was 17. I woke up on my 18th birthday and I'm like, what am I doing here? She was kind of into some dark things. She started talking a little bit about witchcrafts and just different weird dark stuff like that. It was kind of weird. She had a pet tarantula.
Dee Dee was my aunt. Real weird girl. I would think she's bipolar, no doubt. Multiple personalities, perhaps. Definitely an evil person, I would say, you know. To shave your kid's head and say that she's got leukemia, you're a sick individual.
This time we'd like to present to you South ROCC Military Queen, Miss Claudina Pete. Her escort, Sergeant Earl Lofton. Claudine Pete, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Claudine Pete.
What was Dee Dee like as a child?
You what, baby?
What was Dee Dee like as a child?
What was Dee Dee like?
Dee Dee? She was okay. We were pretty close, me and her. Yeah, I'd give her everything that she wanted anyway, whatever she wanted, and except a dog in the house. I didn't want that. Now we wind up, we got 2 dogs in the house. But she was something else.
She was a very filthy person. It didn't go her way. She see to it that you would pay. And did we pay? Paid a lot.
She opened up credit cards in my dad's name, my grandpa's name, ran up crazy bills. Supposedly, America's Most Wanted was looking for this girl.
The minute she set foot on the bar, the law would have arrested her.
Yeah,
She
was
had made
wanted.
bad checks in Slidell,
Slidell, she was wanted.
bad checks in New Orleans.
Wherever she went, she was doing all kind of stuff.
She was poisoning my stepmother. Supposedly, she was giving her some Roundup in her food and stuff.
She was putting some poison in my food, the same thing she had put in the plant.
And she wound up, she stayed 9 months in bed. After that, she couldn't get up. I didn't think she was going to make it.
There was nothing she couldn't get away with. Her mama was a little bit like her.
Yeah, her mama too. Her mama was a shoplifter and all kind of stuff. I remember time she had to go to court for shoplifting and other
She'd
stuff.
go to the washateria, she'd steal the people's clothes. She had stolen how much money from your daddy?
Oh, before we got married, she had stolen, I think it's $3,000 or $4,000 from my daddy.
I think ever since my grandmother died, Dee Dee kind of went off the deep end.
The date that her mom died, Dee Dee was in the house somewhere, and Dee Dee was starving her. Like Dee Dee wasn't giving her anything to eat. I asked her sister, I was like, I hate to ask this, but you think Dee Dee had anything to do with her mom's death? And she, said, now I wonder. That's how evil she was.
To leave your mama dirty and asking for food and not want to feed her.
Yeah.
That's evil.
Were you sad at all when you heard she was dead?
Me? I didn't believe it.
It didn't.
It just didn't sink. It took a few days before.
His tap shoes looks like they're Crocs to me.
Oh.
Yeah. What's going on, YouTube? I just got back, guys. So I got some comments. Let's see. I don't trust Bobby at all. Yeah, and definitely not. Anybody that lets Gypsy and Ken fish and let somebody cast their fucking rod and shit like that. That's crazy. Ryan is huge, but to say that your wife has big ankles.
Bobby was a child when he's repeating what he was told. Bobby was a child when all this was. Bobby and Gypsy were around the same age. So while he's saying that Dee Dee didn't feed whoever, he don't know. He was a child. And hopefully he was in a child's place playing out the damn dope. So he
Yeah.
can't be trusted.
No. All right, sorry guys. I'm just going over just looking at the things. Yeah, that is her lawyer. That's fucking Mike, and he's her manager now.
That is him. Okay.
Yeah, that's Mike Stanfield. Laura.
Him and Gypsy ain't got together. She give it up to anybody.
That is true though. Gypsy will do that.
Mm-hmm.
She's not like modest by any means.
She was his mistress. It wasn't no rumor. Clark, that was his mistress. That's her. That's the other woman. That's why Dee Dee was mad at her. Because they got married so quick after her mama died. But Dee Dee's mama looked a fool. She didn't. She looked like she had a chromosome something.
Christy is a Keebler elf. Hell yeah, dude. At least she wasn't a schmurder. Yeah, Christy the homewrecker. Yep, Mike Stanfield is definitely a pig as well. Yeah, hey Mike. Mike, tell your girl that we're trying to get an interview for real. I don't care about all the friends and bullshit. I don't even want to interview with you. I want to interview with Gypsy. I don't even want to talk to your bald ass.
Why would she want him? Look what they look like. It looked like a match made in heaven to me.
It sure does.
I don't understand. Maybe she was a fox back in the day. I don't know.
Yeah, she had to have been. You can tell by the ankles. Everything. Yeah, everything rides in the ankles. Telling you.
She got on tap shoes too, huh?
Yeah, she got the ballerina joint. Move, stop. Damn. Come here, let me take that off you. That's annoying as hell. Come on, let's get naked.
The lawyer wanted Jip. He could have Jip. How do you think she's paying for retainers?
There we go.
I see. Mike Stanfield's been in her life for a long time.
Yeah. Yep.
2017.
Yeah. Mike and
Melissa.
You can't hear me? Yeah, well it's paused. Probably can't hear anything. Probably can't hear anything at that point. That's daddy issues, hell yeah. They lied about Dee Dee's ashes as well. Yeah, there's some weird shit they said about that too.
You know, I didn't believe that she was dead. I thought it was another one of her tricks.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, who did Dee Dee piss off now? You know, what kind of shit did Dee Dee get into? I wasn't thinking, oh my God, my aunt's dead. Because I figured that one day she pissed off somebody to that point, you know? And I actually did think that it'd probably be Gypsy, you know? And whenever
I don't know, dude.
we later got the word.
He doesn't really look like a peer to me. He looks old. Like when I see him today. No. What I'm talking about though, you said something and you were like, oh, he's like kind of around Gypsy's age. I don't know that he is though.
Somebody did the math. He was 15 when Gypsy was doing what she was doing.
So you think
he was outside playing in the foliage.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Now I gotta look at this up because he just probably he looks old. He looks like he could be around that age now. I don't know.
Gypsy was fine, and she was by her boyfriend's house.
Why are you wearing black?
She killed her
There's
mom.
nothing
She
wrong
finally
with
did.
that.
She
I wear a
couldn't
lot
take it
of
anymore,
black.
you know? She finally just said, fuck it all. I'm killing this bitch.
Do you think she got what she deserved?
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, Laura over here says he's like 12 years older. I was like, yeah, he might look her age around now in this documentary, but certainly doesn't look like he's in his 30s at all anymore, and certainly not closer to 30.
He's 48 now.
Okay.
Still, wouldn't he have been a kid when Dee Dee was around? Or he would have been a kid to Dee Dee. So what he's repeating Dee Dee doing to Gypsy.
So he was born in 1976, roughly. If he's 48, he was born in 1946 or 7. What the fuck? 1976. Jesus Christ, guys. I'm so sorry. I cannot talk. I'm gonna get off here soon. I'm going on 2.5 hours. That's what's going on. All right. Yeah.
Damn thing though. How many people over on the other one?
Yeah, Dee Dee was 48. Yeah.
According to
Yes.
the user, yes.
Yeah, she got what she deserved.
And all the brothers and sisters don't care about Didi no more. Gypsy, she got cremated. She said, "What you want me to do with the ashes?" Everybody said, "I don't want her. I don't want her."
Flush them.
I told, "Flush that in the toilet."
Her sister said, "Flush that in the toilet."
She said, "We're gonna bring that in Mama's room, make her mask and everything." I said, "You gonna pay for it?" "I'm not paying for it." "You gonna get that?" She said, "We can't afford it." I said, "Flush it in the toilet."
Now I know y'all saw Christy doing that same bullshit she did the other day, waving over at waving at Lifetime and shit and HBO and shit. She's over there. She waved and looked them dead ass in the eye, talking about Tyler, where are you? Yeah. All right. Look at this clown ass. Who the fuck told you to brush your hair like that?
Clown's wife ain't right. Dee Dee don't. Who deserves to be slaughtered like that? What if we said that about her? What if Gypsy said it was her turn?
Yeah, like it. Even if she wasn't the best person or whatever, she's most certainly.
Nothing to do with how she went out. She didn't go out in the best of ways. Like shit. Now.
Exactly, dude. Oh, and now I can fix this because I just realized I hit it over there differently. I always forget that when it shows it like this, I can do this.
Like, what kind of stepmama was she? That's why Dee Dee was running after her ass and put shit in her food. Because look how she just talked about her.
That's why Dee Dee put shit in her food. Let's keep going.
Right. Do you think she changed her attitude when she was in front of her? Probably not.
No. She just gave it to her.
My daddy from my mama and probably made her go early.
Laura said, "Why does she wear the same sweater every day for 20 years?" I don't know.
I don't think they believe in change. Like, there's no way you would catch me taking a picture of something and then putting it back on. But them things down there, they wear them 2 shirts that they got.
You know,
2 pairs of pants.
yeah, that's funny that you said that because I was like, I'm pretty sure that's that same teal shirt that he's always wearing, that bluish shirt that he wears with the hole on it. I'm like, can y'all get this man a new shirt? I mean, he probably is his favorite, but just tell him he can only wear it on days he goes fishing, or he can only wear it around the house. But they let him out wearing the same damn shirt every day.
They don't keep a lot of clothes because they don't have no space. Where Christy gonna put this stuff?
I don't know, but Ren, we did I found Ken's white shirt. So when I was hanging out with him, I was like, "Hey, like I just want to let you know I seen Gypsy wearing your shirt." And he was like, "Oh shit." And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Damn, thanks for letting me know." And I was like, "You're welcome." All right, let's keep going.
Prosecutors have decided not to seek the death penalty against a Springfield woman and her boyfriend, both of whom are accused of murdering the woman's mother.
The announcement comes after several conversations between the defense and prosecution, both agreeing this was the best decision.
Being a prosecutor, the standard is to do what's right and what's just. When you look at the mitigators as well as the background of these individuals as we know it, as well as the facts of the case, this case was not an appropriate first-degree murder case in which to seek the death penalty.
This is a case that we haven't dealt with, and it's because it's so unusual. I mean, it really is an unusual case. What we thought initially may be a victim turns out to be a suspect. And in the middle of this story that is twisted, we think we know who Gypsy is, but once this trial starts, we'll be able to see her life unfold and find out exactly what she was all about.
Okay. And so first of all, why is she wearing 2 joints on her head? Another thing is that she says that she didn't eat solid food. Well, regardless, even though it's squishy, it is a solid food. And there's other stuff. It's not the only thing she's eating with this dinner. I promise you it's not.
Gypsy loved Disney because they were stories that resolved in happy ways. And ultimately, her story was not resolving in a happy way.
I liked the Disney movie Tangled. It's about Rapunzel. She's a princess to this kingdom, and she's kidnapped by Mother Gothel from her real family. And Mother Gothel keeps her in this tower for all of her life and tells her, don't leave this tower. So that is all she knows.
I think that Gypsy just wanted her life to be like any fairy tale princess and have the perfect ending. You know, all the bad villains get what they deserve.
At the end, Mother Gothel died. She got thrown out for all of her life and tells her, don't leave this tower. So that is all she knows.
I think that Gypsy just wanted
holding that wand.
Yeah.
Right there shows you that bitch is an actress. She is evil. Why are you doing that? Yeah, she played that part. And people, if you saw that, wouldn't you think that she was the word she used? Like, wait a minute.
Hell, dude. She does still do that in some of her videos. That's just how she has to hold her mouth, dude.
Look how slow she rewind that. I'm not gonna look how she did that wand.
Yeah.
wanted her life to be like any fairy tale.
Ain't ooh that shit be off like that right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. That's crazy.
She deserves a Oscar because she got it right there. What kind of game she playing?
Oh my god. She's
holding her hand. She got one, the one that got the star in it. Ooh. So her hand didn't work. It's crooked over. What the hell we got going on?
All right.
A princess and have the perfect ending. You know, all the
Yeah, it does look like she's standing up next to him. I mean, she's in her chair, but it does look like that.
Her mouth wasn't open and hand wasn't closed.
bad villains get what they deserve.
At the end, Mother Gothel died. She got thrown out a window because Rapunzel tried to stand up for herself and leave her tower. But in Disney movies, everything's a fantasy. It's a fairy tale, and life is not a fairy tale. I learned
Bullshit. You're living your best little fairy tale life.
all that the hard way.
I don't think calling Gypsy's life sheltered would do it justice.
Dude, that's crazy that they would put that voice over that picture like that. I would have probably just showed his face because how are you gonna sit there and be like, she was very sheltered? I ain't never let me tell y'all motherfuckers something right now. Outside of the fact that I'm not putting on a fucking dress, I ain't never dressed up as a fucking princess and got a fucking photo shoot done. Now, I have had photo shoots, but I'm certainly not wearing a dress. But that doesn't seem like something that, you know. Wait, Crystal, she's not 30 because she's 30. She's 33 now. Gypsy looks like that Dude, Laura said Gypsy looks like Dr. Teeth from the Muppets. Yo.
That pisses me off. That and that chair where she's singing. Those two things piss me off.
Yep. Well, in the chair when she's singing, her ankles come up. So I'm gonna get that. Best believe.
Kind of come to describe it as a fairy tale nightmare.
You don't even need to be standing up.
Her mother controlled almost every aspect of her life.
The control was total in the same sense that the control of a kidnapped victim sometimes is total. Her daughter was in essence a hostage. And I think we can understand the crime.
More fucking ankles. Guys. Y'all think I'm playing with these ankles. Watch when y'all fucking open your TikToks and your fucking YouTubes and you're like, fucking bug. You're like, yup. I try to tell y'all, motherfucker.
That occurred subsequently in terms of a hostage trying to gain escape.
Anytime Gypsy and I were together, her mom was always present. She was immediately like a filter for us, you know, like Gypsy wouldn't talk about anything personal while we were together. That's like really the big red flag, thinking back on it all now.
Dee Dee would always hold Gypsy's hand. You know, it was like, I don't know, it was almost like, you know, just if I squeeze it, you'll know what to say. I mean, that was just so strange to me. Just to feel, now I think that was really strange. Even in videos I've seen since then, I'm like, yep, it's the same thing. It's like she's holding her hand. I mean, now it was maybe a control thing.
The hand holding and the tight hugs is a way of asserting mastery over another person and saying, you're not free. You're under my control at all times, even in relatively benign situations like our being photographed, getting the Habitat for Humanity home. You know, those are innocuously happy occasions, but they were also occasions where Dee Dee reasserted her mastery over Gypsy.
My mom, if we were in a group of friends, you know, if I said something that I wasn't supposed to.
What dress you want me? Right. What dress you want me to wear? What are you talking about?
All dogs go to heaven.
Oh yeah, all puppies go to heaven.
Ooh, she squeezed my hand, and I know. I was just afraid, just too afraid.
I have a strong feeling that the extent of the control over her, heavily psychological as it was.
Hey, isn't there Nah.
Would have involved physical punishment as well.
She hit me with a coat hanger, or her palm, and I had to take so many slaps for depending on how severe it was. I did.
Did you ever try to hit back?
Never.
It's like if you have a baby and you like get in its face and the baby starts to struggle and get away from you. Now picture that happening for your whole life. Right? Your mother is just in your face and will not get away. That's basically what Gypsy.
Yo, that's what I'm fucking saying. I'm like, yo, was cats in crotch? Is it crack? Is it is it fucking crotch itch? Like, is it fucking crotch itch? You fucking liar. And it's crazy people be believing her. And I'm like, bro, I already disproved that motherfucker a minute ago. That's
His
crazy.
whole life was like.
It's snowing. I'm not joking. They said it's snowing. So I'm staying under my heating blanket. And I'm not getting out. She wants to get out. Ain't gonna happen. Let her dog take care of her. Oh!
Her mother was so suffocating, so powerful, so manipulative, that Gypsy may have felt any efforts to escape were bound to fail.
The first time I ran away from home, I had met a friend. We both went to this sci-fi fantasy convention called VisionCon. I had told him vaguely about what was going on at home. He told me, you know, just pack your stuff and you can come live with me in Arkansas. And I said, okay. I stepped out.
Okay, so oh yeah, you said cats and crotches. Are you talking about the picture where everybody's outside? Or are you talking about the clip where they're hammering and it's like the lady in the, I believe, to the left in the glasses? Is that which one you're talking about? I'm just waiting for a reply, guys. I just want to see. I can't even find the spot because I can go. I won't go back necessarily right now. I just want to see what the fuck it is, if I can. All right, I'll wait for your answer. All right.
I ride from a stranger and went over to his place, and then within like 4 hours, my mom found me at his place because we had mutual friends in common. So she was starting to call the cops on him. And she took me back home and smashed my computer with a hammer, smashed my cell phone with a hammer.
Wait a minute. I don't know about that.
Hammer and said, if you ever try to do that again, I'm going to smash your fingers with a hammer. It was a rough year. I call that the bad times. She had taken this dog leash and clipped it to a pair of handcuffs and clipped the handcuffs to the bed and kept it was like that for about 2 weeks. My mom had actually convinced a lawyer to draw up some papers saying that I was incompetent. So I thought if I had tried to go to the police, they'd look at these papers and say, she's retarded. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Gypsy has essentially fallen through every crack there is in the system. The Greene County Sheriff's deputies came out to the house on an anonymous report that Gypsy was potentially being abused. And they came to the house, they spoke with Dee Dee, and Dee Dee did exactly what she does all the time.
How he know what she do?
I don't know. What are you talking about? I wasn't saying you were lying. I was asking you, which picture.
She manipulated the police officers, showed them a few things, and they left. And at that point, Gypsy has absolutely nowhere else to turn.
Literally everyone failed her, literally. The doctors who were positioned as there to help her didn't help her. Her father, who I think was in a very difficult position, couldn't help her. How was she supposed to think anybody could?
I was just kind of at that point where you're like, I'm angry at the world and this is unfair. Why couldn't anybody figure this out before it got this?
Yo, I didn't call you a liar. I never said that. The only time I ever say liar is if I'm joking to, or talking about Gypsy or joking with my friends. I definitely did not. If anything, I wasn't even talking to you at that point. I said, maybe let's get back to this liar, but heard what? No, I don't think I wasn't calling you a liar. I'm calling the dumb dude, I'm calling Crotch Itch a liar. That's who I was calling a liar. If you go back and listen, I'm calling Crotch Itch a liar. I'm saying she a damn lie. I don't even know. I wouldn't be rude to my chat like that. That's not me.
It's bad.
Over here, baby.
We all kind of did.
She used to do Dee Dee like that. Get your dumb ass off that floor like that. And Dee Dee probably just leave her down there.
I don't know who that lady is. They haven't popped her name back up in a while. If anybody else knows who the brown-haired lady, the brunette lady is, I don't know.
I think that's the author. Her name is Michelle.
No. I looked her up. That's not her.
Oh, it's not her?
No.
That's who I was thinking it was.
No, this is HBO. This isn't.
Gypsy fell out a lot, y'all.
Yeah, Laura, dude, no, she came in. That was the one because she came on to Morbids, okay, and then they were like, all right, well, you can reach out to Bug. I was like, all right, I'll handle that, and so she was supposed to she said she had information and she said she had receipts and she could show me stuff, and then every single time she talked or said something, it was a lie. So instead of screenshotting it or being a douchebag and showing it to people, I just called her out when I was on panel and she kept talking to me and I was like, dude, and she was up on the panel and I was like, dude, no, tell the truth the way you said. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, because she's trying to trick everybody else, but y'all go ahead and believe her. Do what you want. But don't be. Yeah, I know I didn't. Don't be coming back here talking about Bug. You were right, because I'm sick and tired of being right about everything. But that's fine. You don't have to listen to me. Take it into consideration, maybe at least. But telling you,
see how
it's
Gypsy
rare.
was being treated by Dee Dee. Not that it was horrible, beating the shit out of her in the back room with a freaking cable, you know? She was just, she put her in a wheelchair and told her, oh, your leg's messed up. You can't walk.
And I asked Dee Dee about it. She's like, well, with her muscular dystrophy or with her disease, her muscles hurt sometimes. So sometimes she can walk when she's feeling okay, but it's progressive. It's going to get worse. And it wasn't long after that they were, they started moving further and further away. And there's nobody there to question that anymore.
After all of the doors had been closed, family, friends, the police, I think that Gypsy felt she had no other avenue.
I met Nick through a Christian dating website. He was one of the profiles that I had saw. Thought he was cute, so I checked him out, sent him a wink. He sent me one back.
Now look at this jackass writing shit. I'm a little embarrassed. This is my first time on an online dating site, but I thought it might be nice to meet new people and maybe find love too. God.
Once you met on there, what happened?
We got closer on there and we connected more and more. The way that we written.
If I could, I'd go out with you. You sound a lot like me. Laugh out loud.
We somehow just knew we were right for each other. 4 days later, we started a relationship together.
Gonna hurt my throat from what? Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
Do you want to see how much money you're eligible for?
No, I don't want to see nothing like that.
How we got here, this all started long before
Sorry,
Gypsy would have
guys.
ever had any type of say in
Why
what was
moving
happening.
my hand around? Crazy. I know. I was thinking about that earlier.
Why couldn't anybody figure this out before it got
Oh
this bad?
no, dude! Somebody reported me. I gotta get off TikTok. I know. Someone
Over
just
here, baby.
reported me.
We all kind of did.
I'll be-
See how
I know, I'll
Gypsy
be
was
back.
being treated by Dee Dee. Not that it was like horrible, beating the shit out of her in the back room with a brick.
Dude, you guys, Gypsy, tell your friends and whatever people that like are obsessed with you, stop fucking reporting my fucking TikTok, dude. Like seriously, bro, I'm like just really getting sick and fucking tired of you and your friends or what the fuck ever people that are like obsessed with you and whatever, dude. Like if you got something to say, just fucking say it to me. Stop fucking sending people around with bullshit and then all those other little fuckers. Like, look, dude, I'm trying to tell y'all to understand something here. I don't want to talk to anybody else. But Gypsy, I know what you be doing because I know you know all of us. Yeah, okay, cool. Welcome in. Yeah, TikTok got flagged. So yeah. I mean, that's just crazy. Nobody's doing shit to anybody. I don't care about any of the shit that's going on. I really don't. I don't care about anybody's feelings or whatever, the bullshit. I don't care. I don't care about anything like that. I'm not bothering you guys. I'm talking about Gypsy. She has nothing to do with you except for the fact that you like her. She has nothing to do with me except the fact that I don't like her. And I think we should shine light on things like calling people liars and when they're given a huge platform and they get multiple books written about them and they get all this stuff because we glorify schmurders and it's an illness, sure. And we like true crime though. But this reporting shit, like y'all showing up at people's houses and this bullshit, y'all are whack. Grow up, dude. We're all fucking here. I don't understand what at all anybody that stays the fuck out of shit has to have their fucking name dropped. And I'm fucking sick and tired of it. All right? I stay quiet and I smile and I do the fucking shit, but it's just getting to a point where it's just annoying. Like, why are we getting people's accounts banned? Why are we reporting them? Well, because you don't like them? So what? Fucking move on. It's the internet. Find somewhere else to fucking get mad at or something. Or just don't be mad at each other. Who cares? Who cares? take that into perspective, guys. No one cares. I mean, there's plenty of people that do care because they're literally just drama back and forth. But I don't care. I don't. So just like I literally don't talk about or mess with anybody. I'm not sitting here using my live platform to fucking show you guys fucking pictures I fucking made of somebody. What the fuck ever, dude. We're fucking doing stuff. We're looking at stuff. You wouldn't have a problem if I was looking at Casey Anthony. You didn't have a problem with it then. You didn't have a problem with it that day. But you got a problem with it this day? Yeah, she's a member of the true crime fucking storyline. So yeah, we're gonna cover people. And right now, just so happens that your buddy Gypsy, okay, your buddy Gypsy, she's just the story that's trending right now. But when she's not trending and it'll be the next person, guess what? We'll be covering them too.
Freaking cable, you know, she put her in a wheelchair and told her, "Oh, your leg's messed up. You can't walk."
Her sister told me once, Rod, Gypsy can walk. And I asked Dee about her. She's like, well, with her muscular dystrophy or with her disease, her muscles hurt sometimes. So sometimes she can walk when she's feeling okay, but it's progressive. It's going to get worse. And it wasn't long after that they were, they started moving further and further away. And there's nobody there to question that anymore.
After all of the doors had been closed, family, friends, the police, I think that Gypsy felt she had no other avenue.
I met Nick through a Christian dating website. He was one of the profiles that I saw. Thought he was cute, so I checked him out, sent him a wink. He sent me one back.
Once you met on there, what happened?
We got closer on there and we connected more and more. The way that we clicked, we somehow just knew we were right for each other. 4 days later, we started a relationship together.
Gypsy had no.
You know what, Michelle? I've actually always wondered that myself. I'm like, hey, Painted Dreams, how's it going? I was like, really wonder, like, why were you on that site? Like, really, why were they? It's fucking weird. Ew, imagine if somebody, bro, let me tell y'all something. If a girl fucking posted on, dude, even though that's a fucking live public Facebook fucking thing. Yo, if I seen a girl said, is it wrong to start thinking about your wedding before you're engaged? I wouldn't even fucking look at that fucking page. I would scroll as fast as I could. Well, she was trolling. No shit, dude. Everybody welcome in. Yeah, I was just kind of like giving everybody a second to get over here, but man, like I'm running, bro. Nick doesn't give off as Christian, and Gypsy was looking for someone to do a schmurder, yeah. Yeah, you're a little late to the party, and we've been going for a little bit, but I'm actually gonna get off of here soon, but let's watch a little bit more of this, and then we'll finish the rest of it. The possum dating site, yeah.
No template for romance that wasn't this sort of heightened Prince Charming narrative. And Nick just happened to be there. His background equipped him with a bad narrative in different ways. So it was like two bad narratives collided with each other.
What kind of person is somebody?
Actually, I'm gonna stop it right there because we're getting into Nick, which is a whole nother subject. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. I know. But I've been on here for a little bit and would like to sit in my bed. So, and plus I got kicked off of over here too. And I like to have both platforms going because yeah, but yeah, I hope you guys all have like a good evening and good night and all that stuff. But what's crazy to me is how nothing has changed as far as Like the lying. It's so crazy. So crazy. I don't know. I'm trying to get it where I have a set time, but I really don't know. It's just a weird week, you know. Fucking holidays, stupid shit. You ain't getting shit. You ain't getting shit. Everybody ain't getting shit. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. All right. Well, you guys, as always, are fucking awesome. Let's see. Stop sharing that. Yo, I'm gonna get out of here, but just keep an eye. I'm really, really bad at telling people that I'm going live, but I'll try to be not as bad. I'll try to have a post or something put on both platforms to let you guys know that I'm going live in a few. Yeah, the game isn't over though. It's not really over. I'm just leaving here. Cause you think I'm going to sleep. Ha 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 ha. No, but the thing is I go live and then I invite everybody and everyone's like, oh Bug, when are you going live? And then it's like I go live, I invite everybody, and then nobody shows up. And I'm like, what? Why y'all texting me? And they're like texting me and I'm like, bro, why you keep texting me? And it's like they don't see the message right above before they started typing. I'm like, okay. Yeah, this is definitely the fucking end. Alright, so you guys already know. Have a good night, I guess, or day, or afternoon, or whatever the fuck. I don't know what you're doing. But I know what I'm doing, and it's getting the fuck out of here. See ya.